Hey friend, you know the verse, Ephesians 6, the armor of God. You've heard it preached, maybe even memorized it. But here's the question nobody really asks. How do you actually put it on? For years I could name every piece, the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, the shield of faith. But when life hit hard, I had no idea how to use them. It felt like having a toolbox I never learned to open. Then something changed. I stopped treating the armor like a metaphor and started treating it like real equipment for a real battle. Because that's exactly what it is. Not poetic language, but protection for your soul. In this video, I'll show you how to apply 3 pieces of that armor through 3 simple daily habits that can reshape how you start your day with God. No heavy theology, no vague advice, just practical steps you can use immediately. But first, we need to talk about why so many believers know the armor, but never actually wear it. Because once you see that clearly, everything else starts to make sense. You've probably heard a sermon on the armor of God. Maybe you've even taught it in Sunday school. You know the list: belt, breastplate, shoes, shield, helmet, sword. But here's the honest question. When was the last time you actually used it? Most of us treat the armor like trivia. We know it's in Ephesians 6. We can name the pieces if someone asks. But when discouragement hits at 3 p.m., when doubt creeps in during worship, when that old sin pattern shows up again, we forget we even have armor to put on. It's like owning a fire extinguisher but never pulling it off the wall. You know where it is. You know what it's for. But in the moment the fire starts, you panic instead of using it. Paul didn't write this passage so we'd have nice artwork for our walls. He wrote it because real believers face real spiritual attacks. And if we don't know how to equip ourselves daily, we're walking into battle completely exposed. That's not faith. That's just hoping we don't get hit. So, let's go to the source. Ephesians chapter 6, starting at verse 10. Paul writes, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." Read that again. Put on the full armor of God. That's not a suggestion. It's a command. And it's not passive. You have to do something. He goes on in verses 13 and 14. "Therefore, put on the full armor of God, so that when the day of evil comes, you may be able to stand your ground, and after you have done everything, to stand. Stand firm then, with the belt of truth buckled around your waist, with the breastplate of righteousness in place." Notice the repetition. Put on, stand firm, stand your ground. Paul's not being poetic here. He's giving you a battle strategy. This isn't about waiting for God to magically protect you. It's about taking the tools he's already given you and learning how to use them when the enemy shows up, because he will. And when he does, you need to know how to stand. So, what is the armor, really? Paul lists 6 pieces total: belt of truth, breastplate of righteousness, shoes of peace, shield of faith, helmet of salvation, sword of the Spirit. Each one has a purpose. Each one protects a different part of you. And here's what most people miss. They're not just metaphors you memorize. They're daily actions you take. Now, we could spend an hour unpacking all 6, but I don't want to overwhelm you. So, we're going to focus on 3 pieces you can start using immediately. 3 habits, 3 pieces of armor. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to put them on before your day even starts. The belt of truth, that's your foundation. The breastplate of righteousness, that's your protection. The shield of faith, that's your defense when the attacks come. Master these 3 and you'll notice a shift in how you handle spiritual warfare. Not because you're suddenly stronger, but because you're finally equipped. Habit number 1, start your day with truth, the belt. The belt of truth is the first piece Paul mentions. And there's a reason for that. In Roman armor, the belt held everything else in place. Without it, the whole setup falls apart. Truth works the same way. If you don't anchor your day in God's truth, every lie the enemy whispers will feel real. So here's the habit. Before you check your phone in the morning, speak 1 Bible verse out loud, not in your head, out loud. Pick a verse the night before. Write it on a sticky note by your bed if you have to. And when you wake up, say it before you do anything else. This isn't about being super spiritual. It's about setting the foundation. You're telling your mind, your heart, and the enemy. Today, I'm starting with truth, not with fear. That 1 verse becomes the belt that holds everything else together. And when lies try to creep in later, you've already anchored yourself to what's real. Habit number 2, guard your heart at midday, the breastplate. The breastplate of righteousness protects your heart. And your heart is where the enemy loves to strike. Guilt, shame, condemnation. He'll remind you of every mistake you've made and whisper, "You're not good enough." That's why you need this piece in place. Here's the habit. Set a reminder on your phone for noon. When it goes off, pause for 2 minutes and ask yourself 1 question. What am I allowing into my heart right now? Maybe it's bitterness from an argument. Maybe it's anxiety about something you can't control. Whatever it is, confess it. Hand it to God. Reset. This isn't about being perfect. Righteousness isn't something you earn. It's your right standing with God through Christ. But you still have to guard your heart daily. That 2-minute check-in keeps you from carrying weight you were never meant to hold. It's a reset button before the day spirals. Habit number 3, end your day with faith, the shield. The shield of faith is your active defense. Paul says it extinguishes all the flaming arrows of the evil one. Those arrows are the accusations, the doubts, the what-ifs that hit you out of nowhere, and faith is how you block them. Here's the habit. Before you go to bed, write down one lie or attack you face today. It could be a thought like, God doesn't care about you, or you're never going to change. Then, right next to it, write one truth about who God is that counters that lie. Example, fear said I'm alone, but God's word says he'll never leave me or forsake me. This trains you to recognize when you're under attack. Most of the time, we don't even realize the enemy's been shooting at us all day. But when you end your day reflecting like this, you start to see the pattern. And the more you practice blocking those arrows with truth, the less power they have over you. So, what happens if you miss a day? Maybe you sleep through your alarm and forget the morning verse. Maybe midday gets crazy and you skip the check-in. That doesn't mean you failed, it means you're human. The armor is always available. It doesn't disappear because you forgot to put it on yesterday. You just pick it back up and start again. Even soldiers have to re-equip every single day. This isn't about perfection, it's about progress. God's not standing there with a clipboard marking you down. He's standing there with the armor in his hands saying, ready to try again? So give yourself grace. The goal isn't a perfect streak. The goal is building a habit that becomes second nature over time. And one other thing to be aware of, in some seasons, the attacks get more intense. You'll notice it. The lies come faster. The discouragement feels heavier. The same old temptations that used to be manageable suddenly feel overwhelming. That's not random. The enemy doesn't waste energy on people sitting still. He goes after the ones moving forward, the ones praying more, growing more, standing firmer. If the battle's getting harder, it might mean you're actually winning. This is when you double down on the habits. Don't skip the morning verse, say 2. Don't rush the midday reset. Take 5 minutes instead of 2. Write down more at night if you need to. Standing firm doesn't mean you never feel the hits. It means when they come, you don't fall. You planted your feet on truth, you guarded your heart, and you raised your shield. And that's how you outlast the attack. So now let's recap what we just covered. 3 pieces of armor, 3 daily habits, belt of truth, start your day with 1 Bible verse spoken out loud, breastplate of righteousness, pause at midday, and guard your heart with a 2-minute reset. Shield of faith. End your day by writing down 1 lie you faced and the truth that counters it. That's it. Simple, practical, daily. You don't have to do all 3 perfectly tomorrow. Just pick one. Start with the morning verse if you need a strong foundation. Start with the midday check-in if your heart's been taking hits. Start with the evening reflection if you need to recognize the attacks you've been missing. Pick one and commit to it for 7 days. Right now, before you close this video, set a reminder. Morning alarm, midday notification, bedtime journal, whatever you need to make this real. Don't let this be another video you watched and forgot. Let it be the week everything shifted. Then come back and tell me in the comments, which piece of armor are you putting on first? I want to know. And someone else scrolling through might need to see your comment tonight. If this helped you, hit like so more people can find it. Subscribe for more honest, practical Bible truth. No hype, just hope, and tools you can actually use when the battle shows up. This is the LowKey Christian. We're all quietly fighting battles that God has already given us the weapons to win. God bless you, my friend.